Right, just relocated a bit. That's the cinema there. This is Potter Street. In front of us there we have the town hall, but I'm sure one of these also used to act as a town hall as well while that was being extended and built, especially the new part down at the end. A bit further down you've got what would have been the magistrates' courts and the police station. So this is like business. Most of you would recognise this area here because you've seen them before in my videos when I've done the Pride events. I'm surprised with it being Pride month, even though there's not a Pride event going off, they haven't got the Pride flag out. I'm quite disappointed in that. So we're going to walk down into town. The first place to look at is the Lion. This used to be called the Lion Hotel. I'm not sure if it's, by the looks of it, I don't know if it's still a hotel. It's supposed to be very posh inside. Never been in, so I'm not actually sure. But that's the Lion Hotel. So we're going to walk down into the town area, and then from the town area we'll be walking out to the outskirts where we'll stay, and then there'll be the fourth video, then the fifth video. Again, old building there, not sure if it's original. Probably find a date on it somewhere. That says, again, mazes, designs. Ooh, his windows are open. Fred Harrison's Hardware House. Brilliant shop, fantastic shop. And I'm glad he's got his window open because it always has a fantastic display in his window. Always a fantastic display in his window. It's one of them shops that you could actually spend a good hour looking around. I can't see a date on it anywhere, but to me it does look original. That's back up to the Castle Hill there. Right, we need to, I think it's this area here. I'm sure it's this area. No, it's a bit further down. This is banking area. Quite a few banks around here. I'm sure it's a bit further down. Yeah, it is, by the looks of it. Try not to get people into shot. This area here, you'd have the new market stores. Up here would be mainly fruit and veg. There'd be a meat van up here as well. Lots of coffee shops. I think it's this area. Yeah, it is. Right, these buildings here. Let me get out into some sort of shade here. Them buildings there. You hear me talk about the 3 cinemas. I can just remember there used to be like an old building here. I'm sure it was here. And it looked like it had been converted into a bingo hall. I was told up near the bank somewhere it was the 3rd cinema, and I think it was called the Gator. It had a bit of reputation on Saturday nights. Should we say the older gentlemen used to go out drinking and then used to go and watch a film there. We're not talking hardcore triple X rated films here. We're talking soft porn. Some modern examples would be like Emmanuel, Come Play With Me, those type of films. Titillation more than actual hardcore. So that's where I think the third cinema would have been. Go down a bit further and one of the pubs is having a delivery of beer. With it being pedestrianised zone, they do insist that a lot of the deliveries are done early in the morning. These wonderful gentlemen are stocking the pub up with beer. Unicorn Hotel, so it's that says banking area. You got them banks there, then you got the banks across here as well. The only other place that I could think that the third cinema was is that building there, the Licorice Garden, what's now the Licorice Gardens. I know it used to be a food shop, Netto's, but they were took over by Tesco's, etc. And then Tesco's basically closed them down. I'm sure it was Tesco's that took them out. No, or was it Sainsbury's? Something like that. It's now a Wetherspoons. Wetherspoons have had a bit of a bad press over the since COVID started. Instead of putting his people on furlough, so they're still getting paid and still got jobs, he decided to sack them all. His attitude was, well, they can go and work for Tesco's, shelf filling. So people went out and got other jobs. When pubs could be opened again, he was sort of saying, oh, well, come back and you got a job here. And people were saying, you know, get stuff, you told us to go out and get another job. And that's what we've done. So this again, Newcastle Street, that's where the snooker hall was, and we went down to Castle Hill. Across here, the Methodist Church, the Crossings, Church and Centre. Even though, I mean, it's Methodist, brilliant cafe in. Down there is the new bus station, where you can see the bus literally passing. We'll see that as we go back round the bottom. Starting here is sort of the main market area. You have lots of stalls here and a lot of stalls in the bottom area there. Again, the coat arms, that's the coat arms of the Duke of Norfolk. This is where I used to buy most of my clothes, Greenwood's. Again, a brilliant shop. Quality clothes, I've bought coats from them. So 10 years ago, that is still basically as good as new. You know, once you've washed them. Established 1860. Not sure exactly why they went bust or they closed down. Lots of theories, but like I said, we'll talk about that when I do the video about, you know, the decline of the high streets. Right, I said we were going to talk about the floods. 2019, November. The town centre flooded. I've shown you part of the River Wrighting where it comes in. I'm going to walk down Wrighting Street here. That's where I walk down towards the bus station. The river literally runs underneath that shop there that says Vodafone, and you'll see why the flooding was so devastating when I show you where it comes out. must show you this fish and chip shop. Anybody coming to Worksop that wants a fish and chip meal on Wright Street, Nicholas Fish and Chips. My personal opinion, the best fish and chip shop in Worksop. They got a restaurant at back. Like I said, they got a restaurant at back. Had plenty of meals in there. Used to come down on a Saturday to do the shopping. Used to go there for fish and chips, then go and do well, I preferred pie, chips and beans. Go there for the meal, do the shopping, come home. They do deliveries. The only problem is there's a minimum spend, so me being on my own, sometimes it's not worth it, because I'll be ordering stuff that I won't be eating. But if a family's there, fantastic. This is the old post office. There is a sorting office in the back, you know, to sort mail out for the... Why is there a piano just in the shop? I'm sorry, I just saw that. I just thought it was so weird. Now to the place. What was I saying? There's a sorting office. When parcels aren't delivered, this is where you usually have to come and pick them up. Again, pre-internet days where you sent letters, you sent parcels and postal orders for money. There was the, it says Wright Street Centre, that used to be the entrance to the actual post office that had kiosks all the way down. And basically used to go in and get served. Now, I don't know if it's sort of what I imagined or it's actual memory, but I do remember there used to be like a shop area inside that sold envelopes, stationery, basically stationery, pens, pencils, books, writing paper, envelopes, etc. that you could buy from there. Right, King Edward pub, and I hope this bus moves soon. I'll have to wait for him to move. Come on. King Edward, drunk in there plenty of times because I had a friend that lived literally a couple of houses down from here. Again, fantastic pub. Brilliant beer, Marsden beer, which is a Mansfield, is it Mansfield? I'm sure it's Mansfield brewery. Separate rooms, fantastic rooms. Again, this thing that in this 80s, knock them all into one and everybody be happy. No, not everybody was happy. And they did actually lose a business from that. Right, we're coming back onto Watson Road, where I said if you go down that road is where you have that Waddington shop and where we said the old co-op used to be. I'm just walking a bit up here to show you the river. Oh, this history, you know, personal history is of interest to some of you out there. But this is the river. Now, can I see down to the bottom? Yeah, just, because the bulrush is about. So this is the river. If I really zoom in, you can see that sort of gap that comes, that actually comes under the street. Literally in the centre of the picture. 2019, we had a very wet winter. The ground was absolutely sodden and there was localised flooding. This actually rose up, and where it goes through the town centre, there's an open airway that's actually between that Vodafone shop and the precinct area that's actually quite low wall. It broke its bank there. Also, as understood, it came up through the gratings, so probably some of the street gratings actually feed directly into the river. Down there somewhere, if I cross the road, because we're going to need to cross the road for later on, somewhere down there, this side of the river, there is supposed to be a sluice gate that, if there's any risk of flooding, can be opened, that directs the water into the canal. It wasn't opened for some reason. I've heard two stories. First off, that they couldn't find the key, and the second reason is they didn't want to go in because they thought it was too dangerous. I think eventually the firemen broke in and opened the sluice gate. Must be getting past 7 o'clock now. Easy. Seems like I've been at this ages. That's a little road there, Market Street. That'll come in the next video, more relevant in a sec. Must be getting near 8 o'clock because the town's getting a bit busy. And that's the new bus station there, and that's Newcastle Street. If you go down there, it takes you back down to the church, that crossing's church. Some very older houses in the area, like that there, 1898. So quite old houses. Right, I'm going to start the next video on this street here, which is Memorial Avenue. I'm going to take a couple of minute break to try to get a bit of my voice back.